These questions are all about solving inequalities. So the first thing we need to know is what these symbols mean. The first one means less than, and it will be shaded to the left. Notice how the arrow looks like the symbol. Also, this would have an open circle because it does not include the answer. It's not or equal to. The second symbol would be shaded to the right. Notice again, the arrow matches the symbol. This one means greater than. It would also have an open circle at the end point for that one because it does not include that answer. On the last two symbols, this one would again be shaded to the left. However, this one would have a closed dot because it does include. So this one will say less than or equal to. And then the last one will be shaded to the right, also a closed circle because it's or equal to, so including that answer. This one will be greater than or equal to. That means it includes all the answers to the side and on that point. So this first question says, which graph best represents the solution set of y equals negative 4x? One of the easiest ways to solve these problems is to go to your graph. So you would go to a graph page in your calculator, and then you would have to put it in relation, so delete relation, and then you'll type in the equation just as you see it. Y is less than or equal to negative 4x. In order to get these symbols, you're going to press Control and then the equal sign. So once you do that, you will see that the answer, once you graph it, you're going to see that it's less than or equal to, so that means it has to be shaded to the left or down from the equation. So letter B and D could not be correct. Once you graph it, you'll see that it matches letter choice C. Again, on this one, if you would like to put this into the graph, you'll have to put it in relation, and then you can go ahead and graph it. This is how the graph will look. And it's or equal to, so that's a solid line. And it's y is greater than, so we're shading above. You'll want to copy this down onto yours. That way you can test these points. So it says letter A is at negative 6 up 1. So that is right here. That's letter A. Letter B is negative 1 up 6. Letter C is over 6 up, down 1, negative 1. And letter D is over 1 down 6. So after graphing and plotting the points, you can see that the only one that lies in the solution in the shaded area is letter choice B. On this one, it tells you that they graphed the equation for you, but they did not do the shading. So whenever you go and graph this, you will find that it's shading down. The reason it's shading down, even though it has this symbol, is because the sign actually flips when they divide by this negative 2. And then we have to find which point is in the solution, in the shaded region. So if we plot these points, we have negative 2 up 0.5, so that would be here. That's letter A. Letter B is at over 2 up 1. Letter C is at over 2 down 1. And letter D is at negative 2, negative half. So notice that the only one that is in the solution or on the line, because it is greater than or equal to, so that tells us the line is solid, is answer choice C. And lastly, we have another one that we can put into the graph. Anytime you have an equation or an inequality, you should graph it on your calculator if you get stuck, because that will help you to find out which equation will match. So once you graph this one, you'll notice that the y-intercept is -2. It says y is greater than or equal to, meaning it's shaded above, so it has to be B or D. It cannot be C or A, those are shaded below. And since they have the same slope and y-intercept, we have to look at the symbol, which is greater than or equal to, which tells us solid line. So our answer must be B.